I suppose I can walk you guys around and kind of explain what's going on today, because it's a miracle I haven't, talked in this video yet. But I've just been really busy trying to utilize, the nice weather and get the floor done, and it's pretty much there. I'm going to put the dash back in and show like a finished product. I'm going to do that next, but I had to kind of, I put these holes in 3 places to kind of equally spread it out, but that's holding both down because that's right in the center. It's kind of self-explanatory, and I'm really tired, so I'm not going to explain it the best way. Got a couple bolts back there, got these in here, and I mean it's not going anywhere. It's probably overkill, but it's down there and it's really easy to take back off. It's accessible, and I'm going to be taking it back out tomorrow to do the brake lines, so it'll be nice and easy. This is just mocked up, but that's what it's going to look like. I mean, it's kind of, I'm excited to see it with the dash in, the matching dash. So let's get to that. But yeah, I clear coated the car also. I'm sorry I didn't. You can see it's shiny. I put 3 coats of clear coat on the car. The dash is out there drying right now outside. But I had to just go from, I would do a coat in here, then I'd go out there and I would do a coat on that green piece, and which, by the way, I'm not gonna do the stain on that or the trim here. I just kind of want them to look like it's nice and new on the inside, and how the outside kind of looked like shit, which I think I achieved that goal. It looks like shit. Yeah, I know everybody's asking me, are you gonna fill that in, or are you gonna body fill that? And it's like, no, dude, that looks terrible, and it's someone else's. Like, someone else really put some time and effort, like they patched this, and I'm just gonna leave it at that, dude. I'm gonna leave the body the way the dude did it. Yeah, sure, I can paint it and stain it, whatever, but like, I'm gonna redo everything else. Gonna have a fresh engine, fresh interior, probably gonna have fresh wheels and tires here soon too. And another thing I might do is I might cut that seat down. All I have to do is take the canvas off, and just, there's a metal, a bar that goes up and around, and I can just cut it down and then fold that back and staple it, which would be really simple. I don't know yet. I don't really need to, but as you can see, you can't see out the back window, but I probably wouldn't use it anyway. This thing's so tiny. I literally just need a mirror, maybe right here, or else just look out my window. But yeah, I don't know yet. There's a lot of different plans, but let's just get to this. Okay, so this is kind of the finished product. It matches the dash. It looks cool, man. The car looks a lot cooler too since I clear coated it. For sure, like it has a shine to it now, which definitely looks good. But yeah, let me go on the other side. This side sucks. It's the steering wheel. I can't wait till this thing's back on the ground. but God knows how long that'll be. Oh, I'm so sick of being in this carport. All right, there's a better. I should take a picture of that. But yeah, I dig it. It's hard to really see everything because it's so dark down there, but I got to do the pedals, man. I got to take these out and do the brake lines and everything else. But yeah, it's cool, man. All right, well, until next time. So a little pro tip here from someone who has no idea what they're doing, but I saw this on YouTube. It's not like I'm some genius that came up with this, but my cut mark is right there. When you cut threads off, whether it's a bolt or a rod or whatever, always have the nut on the inside, so when you make the cut, you can screw this back off and it'll fix the threads. Because if you cut this without that nut on there, you can try to put the nut on and it's going to be off even. It's not going to be machined perfectly, and it won't be now either, but at least the nut's already on there to retrain the threads when you take it off and then put it back on. Does it make sense? All right, I figured it wouldn't. Long story short, this is short now. I had to cut the threads off, and then I had to grind it down a little bit so that I can do. I can't get it on film because I don't have 5 hands, but yeah, that's gonna fit on there, and then I'm gonna weld it, so I can only adjust it from this side. Unless I want to go buy another threaded bar, which is stupid to go buy because I already have one. So, can still adjust it from this side, and that's really the only thing you need. You only need to adjust it from one side. So as you see, where I boxed in the frame there, it's hitting the slightest bit, so I gotta pencil that in and just kind of grind it off. I'm just gonna grind a notch in that little area. You won't even notice it because it will all be painted black, so it'll only be about 1/8 of an inch, so that's not bad. I mean, it's really not anything. So let's get to that, and then I'll put it back together, and then we'll test it out. Moment of truth. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna record down here, but I'm not gonna be looking at the camera. I'm gonna be using the gear shifter. clicks in everywhere it's supposed to. So I have these really nice, you know, they're dirty, but they'd clean up brand new. I have these really nice Willwood pedals, and I'm just going to take these off and I'm going to replace it with, you know, that master cylinder, and one of them is going to be brake and one of them is going to be gas. So that's going to be my setup, and that's going to be it. This firewall is pretty butchered up, but whatever. I made a template, you know, for the pedals, because it's just easier to mark where to drill the holes. Now here's my setup here. I like it more than, you know, having two separate pedals. I thought about using just this one pedal, but why have two separate pedals? I'd have to buy another pedal. Doesn't make much sense, and these are all laying around, so I don't know if I could have used these. I don't know if they work or not. Like, I know that works, so we're going to use that one, but it would have been really nice because these are made for this. I'm going to have to drill a few extra holes in the firewall for that one, but ooh, oh, nice. But yeah, so I'm just going to drill the holes for this. We'll mount it. I might have to add some, might have to weld in some extra structure, you know, to bolt to that. We'll see. I don't know. Just have to, we'll get it lined up first and drill it in, and then that's where you start. So they're pretty much exactly where I want them. I'm gonna dress this up somehow. When the master cylinder's on there, it'll be about right here. Hopefully it'll hide that ugly hole a little bit. I might patch it, or I might just put something over it. I don't know yet. I don't think it's worth getting a whole new firewall over it, or cutting that out and patching it and all that. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm going to be cutting another hole somewhere around here to go to the carburetor. So it's going to go from here, kick into that area. It's just going to go straight back and push that. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to keep moving on it. Sorry I'm not filming myself drilling holes and tightening bolts or tightening nuts, whatever. I don't think it's worth you guys watching that. I'm just going to show you the progress as I go. But yeah, there they are, and they're at the perfect height. I already sat in here like 12 times and, you know, made sure that it was comfortable and everything. Yeah. A lot of people, by the way, commented on, I think it was Facebook, and they were like, man, doesn't, you know, this channel is really heavy. Looks like it's channeled too much. You can't fit your legs under there. And they're right, it is channeled really heavy. I didn't do the channeling. Obviously, it was already like this when I bought it. I'm just making do with what I can. And this cowl, like cowls on Model A's aren't, like, you can't really put your legs under there anyway. You know, like, only from like your shin down is really under there. But there's plenty of room. It just doesn't, from the angle we're at, it doesn't really look like it. But, you know, there's like probably 20 inches of space until you get to that bar. There's plenty of room for your feet and for pedals and everything. So if anyone was wondering if that looked too low, now you know it's functional. But it's one of those videos where I'm really talking more than working. But this is done. Well, not done, but the brake pedal is completely in, and it's set up. I tested it. It kind of shoots across the room. I have the hole drilled out for the throttle here. I just need to get some Heim joints tomorrow at the store. It's too late. They're closed right now, so I have to wait till tomorrow. I'll weld them on threads from there, and then I'll attach them to the pedal here. Oh my gosh, it's so tight in here. Alright, so I left a lot out because there was just there was a lot going on in here, a lot of drilling. And see that obviously that master cylinder is not a Willwood brake master cylinder, and it doesn't line up perfectly. So and the holes are different and everything, so I had to like drill a hole through the center of the bracket there. I didn't mean to go right through the center, but that's kind of how it worked out because it's a machined hole through the master cylinder. So it's on there and it's torqued down really tight with, you know, lock nuts and whatever. It's not going anywhere. I thought about welding brackets up here, you know, along the top, but I really don't think it's necessary because this is going to work super well. I should have enough stopping power. This thing's going to be pretty light. I'm not going to put a brake booster, but I'm not going to demonstrate the brake working because I don't want to shoot any more brake fluid across the room. But yeah, that's going to be tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked. I got, you know, that's really locked in there. Like that's solid. There's no play in that or anything. It works well. And yeah, so I got that knocked out and I'm about to get the pedals knocked out. And then guys, like there's, you know, I was thinking about getting something cool, like a cool triangular shaped metal sign or something to put there, put over that, because I'm not cutting that out and like filling that. I'm just gonna be cheesy about it because this is a project, you know, in a carport in the wintertime with hardly any power tools, you know, a drill and a grinder and a welder, thank God. But I'm not really working with anything. I'm not even working on level ground. So this isn't a show car, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I keep making up excuses for my shitty work, but this, I just want to be able to drive it. And you know, I don't know. I'll be, however long I have these cars, I'll pick at them constantly. Like I'm always going to be doing something to one of them. Like it's not like it's going to be over the day I get it running. But I don't really like where that master cylinder is, but I guess I'm going to have to live with it because it can't go anywhere else. That's just where it lines up. And yeah, until tomorrow we'll get the throttle done. You know, it's pretty parallel. Like it's not really that, it's pretty parallel with the pedal. That was, you know, when you're doing all this, you know, I know I just flipped through them, but I had to like measure and make sure that the pedal was going to line up perfectly with the throttle rod. And you know, the brake master cylinder just had to end up kind of where it was going to, because the pedal assembly's all two pedals in one. So here's the funny thing, like I can't even tighten this bolt fully right here, this nut. I'm gonna have to get in there and I'm gonna have to take this off. But yeah, that's not even torqued down yet, but it will be. And then you see this is where the support rod goes for the radiator. So I'm going to have to kind of like half-ass something, make it work. I don't know. But whatever, that we'll cross that bridge. I always say that, you know, we'll take care of that when we get there. I don't want to start worrying about it now when we have 30 other things to do. So let's just keep moving.